Hello Internet, it's Future Myles. Well, Future Myles from the last Myles you saw at the beginning of this video. It's actually well over a month and a half in the future. Now, the reason why it's taken me so long between cuts, and even though I seem to be wearing the same clothes, is because I basically went on holiday for a while. I was in Spain for a bit, and then I've just been working a crazy ton at work, so I haven't really had any time to make the second part of this video. It's not because the results took forever and a day to get here. In fact, they came, I think, pretty much like the next day. It was incredibly fast. Now, before we go any further, I just want to stress that I am not being paid to do this, just in case you're curious. I kind of love doing all these weird test kind of things on myself. I usually don't publicize it, but I thought, you know what, might as well do it. Let's have a look. Let's see how terrible I am at being an adult and how terrible I am at looking after myself. So I've got the results here, and the first thing to note is that my total B12 is quite low. So yeah, things that it says, maybe I should eat more fish and eggs and dairy and stuff like that, and I can kind of see that. I'm not the biggest meat eater, and it's not because I don't like meat. I mean, who doesn't love a steak? Yeah. It's mainly because time-wise, that's literally the only reason why. I work a ridiculous amount of hours, and when I come home, you know, after a 12, 13-hour shift, you just feel exhausted, and I just cannot be asked preparing something like chicken, or I know a steak doesn't take too long, but I just can't be asked with that. So usually I'll just have something quick, pasta-y. So my diet probably at the moment isn't fantastic, which is why that's probably a little bit on the low. In fact, I think I've been eating nothing but pasta for a couple of months, apart from when I was in Spain. So yeah, that's well, beforehand when this blood test was taken. So yeah, that's probably a good reason why. I need to sort my diet out basically. I am terrible, especially at work when I'll have, like, on a day shift, 15-20 minutes for lunch, and usually I scoff it whilst whilst reading emails. So yeah, I need to get on top of that. Let's have a look a bit further down. Ferritin. It's all good. Folate, hey, not bad. HbA1c, it's all right. But let's have a look at this bit. Oh goodness. So the lipid profile, which is the total cholesterol and triglycerides, yada 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 yada. So I actually did this. Another reason why I did this is because my friend was doing it as well, and we wanted a competition to see who was the worst off, and I won because his cholesterol is a wee bit higher than mine, even though, right, this is weird, he's skinny as a rake. He doesn't seem to put on that much weight when he goes away or whatever, but his cholesterol is pretty high because he's a lazy git. Yeah, so anyway, let's have a look at this. My LDL cholesterol, slightly raised. This is bad cholesterol. And the rest of it seems fine, apart from my cholesterol ratio, which should be below 4.0, and it's 4.07, so I'm slightly above. Yeah, I need to get out more and do more. I am becoming, I think, more and more tubby. Yeah, I play squash a fair bit. I try to go for runs when I can, but I also love a pint, and and I love going out and eating food as well. So I'm a bit of turning into a fat bastard. I'm looking more and more like my dad as the years go on, basically, which isn't an insult to my dad at all, but I can certainly see it. In the last what, 3 years, I think I've put on the stone. Like, I used to be fairly trim, but no, now I'm certainly feeling the early to mid 30s coming on. I need to get hold of that. I need to get on with that. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at my liver function. Surprisingly, fantastic, all in the middle, which is great. Brilliant. And this is one that I think you might like. My vitamin D is low. This is before the amazing summer we had, really, by the way. I mean, the summer was kind of, you know, early July. It was all right in June, and all right in May. But yeah, I need to get my pale arse out in the sun a bit more. I think it just comes mainly, I don't know, what would the reason for this be? Well, I work shifts, so I'm usually inside a chemical plant when it's light, or I'm sleeping during the day, so I don't see that much sun. And I don't know, I spend a lot of time here in front of my computer, and it's quite dark in here. Maybe that's the reason, I don't know. Or maybe it's my absolute terribleness of being in the sun. No, yeah, hence all the ginger comments are coming. But no, I really don't do well in the sun. I have to shade hop constantly. So when I was in Spain, I was doing that practically all the time, running between the shade, and had my factor 50 on the whole time as well. Anyway, I think that's it. Just tell me basically to change up my diet, how to improve my my vitamin D, and I should do a bit more exercise. Kind of knew the majority of that anyway before doing this, but hey, it's interesting. You know what I might do? I might do this again. It was quite expensive though. I might start sunbathing. No, I'm not going to do that. It's too late now. It's September. I could take vitamin D supplements and see what happens. And I could do a lot more exercise and eat more meat. In fact, I have actually been... I got these results a month and a bit ago, so I have been eating a bit more meat since then. Mainly, I've been using it as an excuse to buy it. So I've been like, oh, I need a steak. Oh, today I'm going to have some kind of chicken malarkey thing going on. Oh, a bit of bacon, that's grand. Yeah, so I've been using this as an excuse to spend more money on food. The other thing that sucks, if you notice, with cooking meat is you've only got limited time to cook it, haven't you? I'm, like, a lot of the times the reason why I don't buy it as well is because it'll usually go off before I have a chance to cook it because I don't know what I'm doing. My mate's like, hey, why don't you come out to the pub? And then that's one night that I was meant to be cooking it. I haven't, and then the next night I'm free is like 5-6 days later, by which time it's turned grey and it's gross. Yeah, anyway, I'm going off tangent. So, I just wanted to show you that. I thought it was interesting. Don't know if you guys did. Hurt my finger though, doing it. That's one thing that, I mean, that little stab thing, it felt, it felt like pressure for a bit on it. I remember that. But yeah, it's a little bit of fun. I don't know, what do you guys think? If I do another one of these, would you be interested? I mean, I love to test on myself all the time. So yeah, I might do it. All right, I'm gonna go. So take care, you fantastic Patreon people who are bloody awesome. Goodbye.